Hi, it's Hazel and welcome to my channel. I have to say that this is the first video I'm shooting since I've sort of been MIA. If you watch some of my other videos, you will know that we had undertaken a huge landscaping project here around the house. And we're also prepping for a visit and sleepover and so on of my grandsons, and then a little bit of a party to bring people together and also show off our hard work. Well, as you know, Murphy's weather law. Of course, it was too cold and drizzly to be outside, so everything had to get moved inside. Anyway, I could go on, but let's just say I'm a little bit out of practice doing videos. So, this is a thrifting video, and a few of these things have come from a few sources over a period of time. So I don't know what came, well, I guess I do know some things and where they came from, but I will just begin. Had to actually turn the furnace on today, if you can imagine. And I've got this I put this long sleeve top on because I was cold, and I just realized that it's, this gross farm crafting chore doing top. So is that enough excuses? Let's get to this. This is kind of stacked high. I hope I won't hit. This is it says Hutchings and Patrick product. So I guess this is, okay, it's a scrapbook. To be honest, I don't even know what this is. Oh, coil album, 9x11. So all the pages are this buff color, and I don't know what I paid for it. I must have taken the tag off already, or sometimes things aren't priced. I thought this would be great for an art journal and so on. And of course, as I was going to bed yesterday, I thought I need to get back into my routine of crafting and making videos, because I'll tell you, this forced absence, and again, don't get me wrong, the reasons were all good, and yes, there is life beyond YouTube and crafting, but is it worth living? Anyway, there is life beyond crafting and working. So, but there was an ache, there was a hole, there was a gaping hole that I was feeling. So I definitely need to get back into a regular routine, both for my own, I think, health and well-being, and also to, sort of keep growing the channel and the Etsy shop and so on. So one of the things I will be picking back up and concentrating on is art journaling. I do feel regret, but again, I'll forgive myself, I guess, that I planned on doing the Junk Journal July, and of course July has been a write-off. And I also early on, because of the 100-day project, had to abandon the color combo 2023 thing. I was loving that so much, and my finished products were getting, kind of oohs and ahs. So I think people liked what I was doing. So I'm going to see if I can pick those things up. But I also have to continue, getting on with getting on. So this was something that someone gave me today. I can't really open the whole thing up. I thought I saw, 1979. It's basically, one side is a map of North and South America, and this side has pictures of migratory birds and, kind of flight patterns and so on. I'll just try to open this. I'll show it to you sideways just so you can see. So, like for instance, it shows, right? It shows, okay, here's Edmonton. Shows Purple Martins starting out here and going, well, who knows? I guess I don't know where they all go. And I think that probably, you know, 1979 was a long time ago. So I'm sure that they probably know a lot more about migration than they did back in 79. Just to give you one example, though, okay, a black-poll warbler, who is this guy here, number 10. So he's bulging with fat with fuel. Black-poll warblers wing south over the Atlantic each autumn from the coast of New England and eastern Canada. Some pause at Bermuda or other islands, but most fly non-stop to South America, a journey of nearly 2,500 miles at a maximum altitude of 21,000 feet. That bird is smaller than a sparrow. So it is, I mean, it is absolutely mind-boggling when you think about what these guys do. Oh, I should say that there was also some guesswork. Well, I guess not so much guess. I guess some science. Scientists don't know exactly how they find their way over long distances, but they're discovering that birds tune into an astonishing variety of sensory cues. Observers have long theorized that migrants use mountain ranges, rivers, and coastlines for guidance. Some research suggests that they also set their courses by the sun, by the patterns of the stars, even by the lines of force in the Earth's magnetic field, perhaps in combination with gravity. Some birds respond to ultraviolet and polarized light and can hear low-frequency sounds that travel thousands of miles. Thus, upland sandpipers, I won't bother looking for their picture, flying high above the Mississippi, conceivably could hear surf from both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. How the migrants process these cues is a mystery. But the incredible facts remain. The birds know where they are and they know where they're going. So, again, mind-blowing. And how about when I get discombobulated in a big mall? How do you explain that? Anyway, this book, this is the front, I guess. It's called Parisian Encounters, Great Loves and Grand Passions. I think I paid $2 for this. I'm not sure that, I mean, I don't know, it's a nice book, but I would really have 1994. So there's a bit of a story at the beginning, and then these two like little, and can you see that maybe, can you see similarities with this and some of the stuff that we do as, okay, this one, sorry, I was out of frame because this book is kind of funny looking. So these things kind of look like collages, don't they? And then there are a whole bunch of maps of, you know, Paris. So Napoleon and Josephine, Flaubert and Colette, Degas and Mary Cassatt. Anyway, don't know yet what I'm going to do with it, but I did buy it. This is kind of strange. I mean, different. So it's a box with, that's just a spacer, I guess, with these cards on scarves. So I thought this could be kind of a cool insertion. I wonder if I have all the cards. It seems like there should be, whoops, there's a lot of glare there. Seems like there should be 20 scarves, but maybe. So basically a nice colored photo of a scarf and the pattern on the back side. So this is all, I guess these are all knitted. Maybe not. I don't know. Cast on, knit, yeah. Anyway, I'm not about to make them. I would just be using the cards. Okay, keep going. Picked up this book on gilding because I do have, whatchamacallit, sheets of, oh my God. Oh, gold leaf, copper leaf, that sort of stuff. And I have sizing, and I've been itching to do that. In fact, I wanted to do that during the 100-day project, but of course ran out of steam and days. This is just a magazine. I think the magazines cost me 50 cents. I just thought it was kind of cool. I didn't know, but who knows when this was. It doesn't get, 2005. So that's a long time ago. The art and craft of personal adornment ornaments. So, I mean, there were some interesting images here that I thought of. I mean, look at this model. And do you remember when we wore chunky stuff like this? Interesting images of beads and decorative things. So I thought, if nothing else, they would be good in, you know, an art journal, or look at this, or collage. So again, you know, spending 50 cents didn't break my heart. Now, I've talked about hot off the press publications before. I actually, back in the day when we had our craft shop, actually knew the owner because she would be at the trade shows. This, and I go, again, did I need more paper? Anyway, in this book, there are 16 acid-free sheets, each with gold accents. So this was the early days of paper design. Of course, these are 8.5 by 11. I thought this was kind of cool. Some of it looks a bit, now mind you, this, they say this was painted, so, you know, it almost looks like toll painting in a sense, like this. But again, there is some charm to it, and it does have the gold, and I don't know. Again, 50 cents. I thought that fish was kind of cool, and the lures and so on. That was when this really looks like toll painting. This was back in the day when, you know, you did a page in scrapbooking about a fishing trip and all that. So anyway, long story short, this, I didn't know this magazine existed, probably still doesn't, 1989, and it was a magazine, apparently this was monthly, on Ukraine. So, of course, with my background, there are images in here that, you know, will work their way into a journal at some point. This astronomy one. This is an 2019. And the only reason I picked this up is because that youngest grandson says he wants to be an astronaut. So I thought, if anything, you know, he can flip through this, cut it out, make a scrapbook, do whatever kids do these days when they want to follow an interest. I keep telling him, you know, you need really, really, really good marks in school. You know, good math marks and so on. This, I guess it untied. But anyway, I thought this book was very cool. I don't see a copyright year on it, or copyright notification, but of course we know that somebody created this, so it has to be copyrighted. Bev Tosh, and it's called War Bride's One-Way Passage. So from what I could figure out, apparently there was a traveling art exhibit in Canada between 2005 and 2011. But look at these, well, these are I guess some real brides. But look at how cool these are. So they have first names attached to these women. And I guess these images were what sort of became part of the image. So it looks like it's been done on plywood or something, because there are knots and wood grain and so on. I didn't read the whole thing, but I just thought there were so many possibilities for using them, these women, in, you know, a project of some sort. So it looks like this. Okay, so this would be a picture of the paper cut of the actual image in a gallery. So you can see that they were pretty gigantic. Anyway, enough about that. Somehow, maybe I just haven't found it yet. I could have bet my bottom dollar that I had a copy of this book. Maybe I've started taking it apart and just don't know it. But anyway, we know that these Reader's Digest books tend to be really well done, good illustrations, good paper. Would this not be perfect in like in a stitchery or womanly arts kind of scenario? So if this, in fact, is my second copy, and I hope it is, then I can easily and guilt-free take it apart. One of the things I thought was interesting in this one is that it had a section on huck weaving, which, of course, was one of the things that we did in school. And I have a... Where was it? Somewhere here, I thought. Yeah, huck embroidery. I have a cushion cover that I did. I must have been in my black and white phase then, because it was done in black and white embroidery thread. Now, these were some old publications that I found at a different place, Mission Thrift. Just kind of, you know, typical black and white, typed text, some black and white illustrations and diagrams. Oh, somebody wrote in there. So, you know, these things have their charm. Oh, 1970. Oh, I didn't even flip through this one, I don't think. But anyway, classic Oriental rugs. Oh, so there are these graphs. So I guess a person could have hooked these rugs, because, of course, that was a thing back in the day. I think most of us tried our hand at that at some point. I just thought that these patterns and the photos of the finished product were pretty cool. Paper jewelry book. Paper jewelry. Oh, it's even got some sheets to pull out and use for the project. Oh, see, I didn't see this. Now, isn't that lovely? Those can be journal cards. Oh, that's on the back side. Okay, I see. Well, this is definitely the nicer side. Bachelor buttons or cornflowers and sunflowers. Marble paper. Paper samples. Okay, yeah. Keep going. I thought this was kind of cool. It's skinny, if you can see. It's a simplicity book. I guess they had just... at that time, they were putting kids' patterns in their own books. There was one that was thicker, and it was 50 cents more, but I didn't like the illustrations. So now, some of these, of course, the illustrations are actually fairly big. So that, guys, this is probably almost 5 inches tall. So again, you know, there'd have to be quite a special place for something that big, but, you know, maybe a person just uses their cute little faces. I just thought it was, oh, and there are some that are smaller, so I just thought it was kind of sweet. And it's not overwhelming in that there are, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pages. Yeah, cute, cute, cute. And of course, you know that, or well, I hope you know that I pre-tape these things and then, of course, put the stuff away and then hopefully have it clear the deck here a bit so that I can do some work. A few more objects. Now this is, of course, I was attracted by the foxglove. And, well, I already cut this thing off. This elastic was all stretched out. Anyway, it's a coupon holder, I guess. So it has this pocket. Now, is that not perfect? This is beautiful. That's a good 1-inch spine. Here's a little pad of paper. Can this not turn into a journal, like just almost by itself? Now, there's the holes where that stretched out elastic came from, but that's easy enough to cover. That would be covered. So I'm kind of, and I did do a video about using like a wallet to create a journal cover. I firmly believe that we don't have to do everything the hard way. If we find something, now this corner is a bit damaged, but hey, that's why God invented lace, isn't it? We don't have to do everything the hard way. Oh, see, you couldn't put in a very thick signature because of, gonna have to puzzle that one through. Anyway, I keep interrupting myself. We don't have to do everything the hard way. We can just build on what we find. We're still reusing, still, giving things a second life. Okay, durable manila paper. I can't remember what I paid for. Oh, $1. Now, that's kind of a nice color. And I mean, even if, that could be used for backing things or whatever. Those of us that are hooked on paper, we like it in all its shapes, sizes, formats. This is a sealed package with 5 of these legal size expansion. Well, you can see the picture. These expansion folders. Now, I think that, number one, even if a person just used, well, I don't think it would be good use of it to take it apart, but I think there has to be a project waiting to be done. And let's hope I can figure out what it is. Anyway, I'll set that aside. I don't know if cigar boxes have fallen out of favor, but there was a time there where I couldn't find a cigar box to save my life, and now they keep showing up. I bought this one, and I paid $3 for it, but it is wood. It's not cardboard. It's got the little hinge-a-runo there, little carving, little stickers, and it's not broken, so bonus. Somebody tried removing that, and I suppose I could work at it too. I guess that was holding the cigars down. I don't smoke cigars, don't know the procedure. And then there's this one that, I guess this is balsa or wood as well. No damage. Now, I guess a person just has to start figuring out what to put in them, because to just buy and store empty boxes doesn't seem that wise. I believe that I know that I had one of these. This is an old-fashioned postal scale. So it is 200 grams. Do they have ounces on here? Apparently not. Now, of course, the rates here with the weight and so on, I mean, that's laughable. 79. That's quite a long time ago, too. Anyway, I just thought that this was kind of an interesting thing. I didn't pay much money for it. I don't know where I guess I took the price tag off. And I just thought it was a fail-safe way of measuring or weighing things. I do have a digital kitchen scale that I sometimes use as well. So that's that. These are 3 nesting boxes. They're covered with this homemade paper. Now, I don't know if they had a little doohickey on each cover. There are 3 pieces. They're clean and a good color as far as I'm concerned. And have, you know, they're nice. And I know that things like this are really a crazy price if you buy them new. So I think I paid $3 and got 3 containers. So I thought that was good. I don't know, again, maybe there was a little string there or something to pull the lid up. Not sure about that. I found these. Okay, so this is a Tim Holtz mini mask, and it's a compass. So obviously I will give that a shot. We know that as a rule, the Tim Holtz Sizzix stuff is good quality. We also know that it is extremely expensive. So if I can find something used, that is definitely my preference. Now, these are some stamps. I do have quite a few women's stamps. Never been used. I hope they're good. Silhouette Women 2011, and it's Hero Arts. There's this one that is Prima, $3 again, and it's got a variety of stamps, you know, clock, typewriter, keyhole, label, flower. So, Prima Marketing 2013. So, and I believe those are all brand new as well. So hopefully those will make good images. And, oh, I have to tell you, well, maybe I should, well, should I tell you? Okay, I have this little box here, and believe it or not, I made up these little things. As I was kind of organizing my studio a few weeks ago, I made up these little things, and I intend, maybe that's what I should do at the end of this video. Oh, but these videos are... Okay, I'll tell you my plan. These bits of paper, and this is certainly not all of them, I haven't finished creating them, represent started journals or journal covers that need pages or pages that need covers or something. So my intention is to stop dithering and start finishing some of those projects. And depending on what needs to be done, obviously making some videos in the process. So my intention, because of course I can't stop and start and edit and do all that stuff. My intention would be to draw, like at the end of a video, pick a card, pick a paper, and then for the next video, obviously I have time to pull it together, bring the parts, the supplies, the pieces together, and act on it. So that was a long, convoluted way to say that I think it's 3 got video on the mind, 3 journals that I have started that are fairly well along, that I'm calling Celebration of Women. So this is just another good reason to get on with it, finish them, and decide their future, offer them for sale, keep them, put the stuff away that I don't need. So maybe I'll leave this out. Maybe we'll try to do that. This is a package of collage tissue. It's by 7 Gypsies, and I haven't opened the package, but you can see it seems to be sort of, you know, all furniture related, some cameo or silhouette type art. So I thought that was pretty cool because I never seem to really find nice tissue paper. Okay, let me show you something maybe not quite as exciting. Oh, I found this for 25 cents. I have to get all this glue residue off. These are essentially, I guess those are, what are those? Snaps? Rivets? I don't know. Anyway, I wanted, whoopsie, throwing pieces around. I wanted these I wanted these button covering kits. So I found a few of these, and I intend to use them very shortly. This is that same, hem facing that we always see, but this one is, double the width. So I thought that was interesting, and it's a good color. So I will use that at some point. Okay. How are we doing for time? I know I'm going to have to do a couple of... Okay, let's keep going here. Whoopsie. I just dropped this on the floor. This peachy, blushy colored lace, which is 5 inches wide, cost $1. I don't know how much is on there, but we know what you can get for $1 these days. This was a little grab bag that cost $1, and basically this trim here is what I was after. I thought it just looked so, I don't know, whimsical, cute. I don't know. Maybe because it's turquoise, I was thinking 50s. Like it looks like, that innocent, that time of innocence in the 50s when things were kind of, I don't know. I'm babbling here. And there were a few other little fragments in there. So I obviously need to put that on those clothes pegs that I now use. Now this, I ended up, and I don't know, am I the last one in the world to know about Google Images? Someone finally walked me through that, and I got it on my phone. And of course, with this all tied, okay, this is called a jelly roll, apparently. So this was all tied around, this tag was tied on here, and this bow was blocking this thing that said Songbook, which apparently is the name of this collection. So what I did was, this was priced at $30, which is, I thought, kind of a lot. But anyway, I used Google Images, and I took a picture off, that didn't work particularly well. So then I put in Moda jelly rolls or whatever, and saw that, oh my God, those things are very expensive. So $30 ended up being a deal. Now, these are apparently 2.5 inches wide, and I don't know, what are you supposed to do with them? Fabric flips, snippets, ruffles. Clearly, I have a few miles of fabric here to use up, and this ribbon, a ribbon, I guess, is kind of cute as well. So anyway, that was one of the bigger things I bought. Oh, I'm not going to get it into the picture because I can't. I also bought one of those tall Rubbermaid containers for long rolls of gift wrap. So I have rolls of wallpaper and gift wrap and so on that I've just been stacking in, open baskets and so on. But I thought this was going to be a little more, probably a better type of solution for that. I got this scarf. Now you can probably tell, that it's, it's really thin, but I think you've probably seen me and other people using fabric like this for, a variety of things. Journal covers, obviously if you have a solid, or you have other fabric underneath, or you have something underneath that you don't mind showing through. I wonder what the book page would look like. If only I had a book. How about a flyer? You know, if a person had something interesting underneath, obviously not a grocery flyer. Fabric flips, especially these fairly sheer things, because these are butterflies. And you know how junk journalers hate butterflies. Oh my goodness. And dragonflies. These could also be cut out and collaged or used in slow stitching or whatever. So I thought that was a pretty good choice. Now this bag, sorry, I didn't wait for you to open it. I was interested in this bit of lace. And it's good. You know, it's fine. I didn't really need that, but who knows, maybe Christmas will come. This is some burgundy or maroon or whatever color you want to call it. What do you call this? Bias tape. So quite often with this, I open it up and iron it, and then you end up with obviously something that's quite a bit wider than you think it is. I've also used this to top the edge of pockets or the edge of a page. So I like this color. I think, you know, obviously that appealed to me. This is some sort, and this is more of kind of that stretchy stuff that you see all the time. This looks kind of rough and homespun, you know, textural. It's a wired ribbon. It's in kind of an ivory color. So this, I'm sure, would take tea or coffee dye quite nicely. Some blue satin ribbon. And look, it's wound on a Gutermann, whatchamacallit, empty spool of thread. And then this was kind of cool, I thought. Is this double or... It almost feels like it's been doubled up, but I can't seem to open it, so maybe not. I think this would be good even on a gel plate for some texture. Again, this could easily be used in a Christmas project or, you know, boho thing. Oh, I have to tell you, I was doing the How Boho Can You Go challenge and did quite a bit of that during the month of June. But then, of course, it had taken over the studio here. So then I sort of sorted it, gathered it up, moved it to another location thinking, well, that's got to be one of those projects in that little container. You know, things that need finishing. Now, I bought this, and I think you'll forgive me, that last night while I was trying to decompress and fall asleep, this was I guess a sari. Well, not so much a sari. I don't know. It was, I don't know, a traditional dress of some sort. And a different style in that, well, maybe you can tell from these bodice. Well, first of all, it had this little bodice. And I mean, this was a larger size too. Like normally a lot of those outfits are so teeny tiny. But this, you can see, you know, was a bigger size. So this is interesting fabric. And it's got this brown kind of chiffon-y type lining. So I got that out of there. Again, maroon, burgundy. These were the sleeves. These were the cuffs on the sleeves. And another thing I find as I'm deconstructing these kinds of garments is that quite often they are, they're sewn in such a way that they really, like somebody has done some fairly, I don't know, do we want to say amateur alterations? So for instance, on this cuff, so this is where the seam should have been or initially was. But of course, that must have been way too floppy or whatever for the person wearing it. So then they had a second seam that is, you know, like 2 inches in. So then, in fact, the cuff ended up being this size. But of course, if you take it apart carefully, you get the benefit of the entire size. So here are these little mirror tiles with sequins and gold thread around, plus this sequined braid along the edge. So a couple of cuffs. Now, this, of course, is where the magic is, because, let's see if I can figure this part out. Now, unfortunately, these biggest decorations, on each side, they're missing one of the big ruby-colored stones. But you can see that, or I hope you can see. So here's the armhole. So this definitely, well, and there was this underpiece here. So this crossed over somehow and overlapped. So a lot of ornate work here, and really kind of twice as much as you would normally get because of the style of the garment. So there was one that I kind of loved even more. It had a great big ornate thing, like for decorating the bodice, you know, like kind of from the shoulders down to the cleavage. But that dress was $15 and I didn't want to spend that much. Anyway, then of course there is, and the skirt too, because it was almost like a wraparound. Well, you're not trying to make one at home. I don't need to go into such detail, but you can see that there is this beaded thing along the edge. There are these little motifs that could all be cut out. So again, I didn't, oh, and then this without the beaded parts, which is a corresponding fabric. Anyway, I thought you wouldn't mind if I had already taken it apart and gotten a jump start on this. So definitely this needs to turn into something. Otherwise, I wasted $8. So let's not let that happen. Okay, a couple more items and then we'll call it a day for this video. I will do another video immediately afterwards. And of course, I always schedule my thrift videos to appear on Thursdays for the Thrifty Canucks and Thrifty Thursday hashtags. I splurged on myself. I have to lift the camera a bit. Maybe I should. This is essentially kind of like a hat box, I would say. It's like a little piece of luggage. It is in excellent condition. Quite often, you know, these things are either dirty inside or you know, stained or whatever. But you can see it's perfect. It's got kind of this, I paid $15 for this. It's got this, you know, feminine image, French writing. Sides are decorated as well. So, you know, even if nothing ever goes into this thing, which would be a shame, it is a nice decorative item just for the studio. And then in an ultimate act of I don't know, whimsy, mental breakdown, not sure which. Maybe you guys can weigh in on that. Or tell me if you have ever bought something so frivolous and so, something that made you, well, doubt your sanity, but also made you feel like it just makes you happy to look at it. I bought a tiara. Is this not the most gorgeous thing you have ever seen? Now look at that shape. Clearly that does not fit anybody's head. No head is that shape. I don't know what these rings are for. I think this was probably maybe intended as a table, for a tablescape or something. But I just love all these stones. I love the weight. Okay, how much does this thing weigh? It's not going to fit on here. I can't weigh it. But it's got some heft to it. Apparently there are crowns to be bought out there, you know, at party stores and so on, like for, I guess, theme parties or costume parties or whatever. But I don't know. I have to find a place of honor for this because it just makes me happy to look at. And on that note, I think I'm going to stop here. Again, I'm shooting this just about the end of July. It'll be appearing. It'll be posted. Let me see when. You know, mid-August. So, you know, hopefully by then I'll have started using my little doohickey, what's my next project things. So I guess I won't pull one today because that's going to throw off my schedule. Anyway, I hope that you saw something here that piqued your interest. And if you don't already have a crown in your life, I think you probably need one. God knows I needed one. I do have one of those somewhere. I can't just see it right this moment. I do have a like a fairy wand, like a magic wand type thing, you know, just from the dollar store. But hey, you know, maybe a little pixie dust or something would just brighten up the day. Who knows? Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. We are still clawing our way to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't already done so, I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you comment. I hope you give me a thumbs up. And I hope you share and talk it up and all that jazz. If your handle does not make your first name kind of evident, please sign your messages so that I can, you know, refer to you or greet you by name. That just feels a little more personal, a little more fun. Anyway, I want to do a shout out to, you know, those of you who are regular viewers, those of you who comment, and there's Sandy and Teresa and Kimberly, and it just seems like you kind of are, you know, whatever I'm doing here is resonating with you, so I'm so pleased about that. And yes, now that life has gotten back to its hopefully normal, what we allegedly call normal, there will be some interesting new content for you to be tuning in for. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.